The victors valiant, the conquering heroes, and they call home the Big House. Bathed in maize and blue, welcome to Ann Arbor, home of the Michigan Wolverines. What a scene this is, a veritable cavalcade of colors, stripe after stripe that they hope leaves the visitors dizzy. As we'll see a team looking for its first win, the Kent State Golden Flashes, taking on the third-ranked team in the land, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Golden Flashes will kick it off to get us underway. He'll bring it out. It's Stewart. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So Michigan's offense takes the field to start this game off. And here comes their leader, Jesse. He just has a way of elevating everybody's play.
And he's a point guard, too. So good at distributing the football, finds the open guys, and he makes this offense go.
Makes it go, and just, you can trust him. Everything is available. You're not playing with one arm behind your back. You got all guns blazing.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running. Of 6 out through the 25. The margin for error is so small in this conference. It's really imperative to get off to a good start in Big Ten play.
Especially, Reese, since you're adding so much talent now to this conference. But, yeah, year in and year out, you know the mainstays in this conference, but there's always some surprises, and I'll be interested to see how everybody starts off this season. Listen, this is your first opportunity, Palmer, in conference play, in a major conference, obviously in the Big Ten, to make your first statement.
And it's going to be taxing all season long for these players. Physically, obviously, and you expect that in the Big Ten Conference. But now adding all those West Coast teams, these guys are going to be flying back and forth across the country a lot this year. They have to get off to a fast start today. That's what makes this game so critical.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. They'll go to Garcia. Shows him the stiff arm. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
On 2nd down, looking to throw. He's got his man. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep him from getting the first down.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy completion. It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a game.
That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Line getting set on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. And the pass to the sideline will pick up a short gain.
I love playing man-to-man defense, and I love getting up in the kitchen and jamming you at the line of scrimmage, but it's really hard when they start running these crossing routes and drags and ends because now I'm in chase mode, and the QB has a little bit of space a lot of times, and those fast guys can create some separation and get a first down.
And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack. And the Golden Flashes will line up to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Fair catch, called for and made. Guys, here come those maize and blue wing helmets on offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy.
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
And that's not how you want to start a drive. On the very first play, you give up a sack and you lose a ton of yards. Quarterback, you've got to know, just throw the ball away, know when the play is over.
So just how aggressive can they afford to be as they snap it on 2nd and long from the 13? He's going to throw deep right side. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. All kinds of running room. Touchdown, Michigan. Made the grab and finished the deal in the end zone.
Okay, coming into the game, you look at the stats and you say top 10 offense in scoring, so they better be able to create what? Explosive plays. Another explosive plays. They've been doing it all year long. Those plays are backbreakers. Defenses just can't contain this offense.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Guys, let's see how it goes this time for the Kent State offense. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
On 2nd down, wants to throw. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
Yeah, I just feel watching this offense, they need a big play. They need their confidence to get going, get the mojo going, considering they really struggled their last time out. They just don't seem to have figured it out quite yet here in the first quarter.
Makes the grab. At the 45 on his way. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? It's been really hard for this offense in this game to run the football, but they finally break off a big run there. That could be the play they need to really generate momentum and get this run game.
And it's really nice, whether it's RPO or not, is having a defensive line that stones the offensive line, takes away the gaps. It doesn't matter what your read is if you're winning up front on that defensive line.
On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Quickly out to the tight end. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
A nice job by the defense there tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
Fires to the big fella. Good tackle there to stop him short of the first down, and now they have to make a call. Just not able to shake enough defenders and comes up a little bit short.
And I think a lot of times on 3rd down, Reese, you bet on your guy. When you're an offensive guy, you say, okay, he's going to break a tackle, he's going to get north and south and somehow get the first down. Nice tackling by the defense, understanding where they had to get to and forcing the 4th down.
Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily.
Well, it's a heck of being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down. But they decide to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
Well, this defense knew coming in they were going to see some RPO and they were going to see some quick game. A nice job there taking the throw away from the quarterback.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. This quarterback part of their running game. Trying to get closer, and they knock it free. Oh, it looks as if the defense got it.
I love those smashes where you can hear it up here, Reese. Goodness gracious, you can hear the contact. Such a big lick. The offensive guy doesn't hold on to the football. Huge momentum swing. Big turnover forced by the defense.
Wide out in motion. The give to the back. Strong run and useful. Picks up 4 out to the 9.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Scanning the field, it's Orji. Finds a soft spot in the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And this junior loves to show off that big arm.
Well, that's a really nice job surveying the field and delivering an accurate throw. You know, when I think back to Michigan quarterbacks, I think of guys like Elvis Gerber or Tom Brady, Jim Harbaugh, Brian Griese, guys that could hurt you throwing the ball from the pocket, surveying the field, reading defenses, and making quick decisions. This guy has the ability to do all of those things.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. They're going to ride this running back. And he's knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll do it for the first quarter. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. He's looking to throw. Caught over the middle. It's Laughlin. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
Fires to the wideout. Intercepted. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
Tell you what, defensive players don't always see where the ball is. They see the receiver and they get to chase him, but really good job seeing where the receiver is, going and making an interception, making a big play, getting the ball back to your offense.
Still running at the 40. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
Man, that's excellent blocking there on the left side of the line. They were able to get great push, get off the line, create a little bit of crease for that running back.
They just created a wall. He had all kinds of room to run.
I might go back to that one and call it.
Touchdown, Kent State! What a grab and go for the score. Quick strike touchdown comes out and jumpstarts the offense.
And, man, we see this in college football, so much explosiveness and firepower, and we get high-scoring game after high-scoring game, and it looks like we're on pace for one of those right now.
After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this round.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea, because if he can get out in space and he has a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting a first down.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
They're trying to run the ball on first down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. Gets it out fast. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. The Wolverines look to keep this drive humming. They'll go to the ground.
It's really frustrating when you get a guy in his spot. He's in the hole. He's there to do his job. And you can't get the guy on the ground. That's your job. Get him on the ground. You know, especially a guy that's not a huge back. You got to make that tackle. You can't make it easy on the offense when now they got a manageable situation.
They go to the ground. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs. Inside the big house, they have those big condominiums down there on the field, paving the way for the running backs.
Big, huge condominiums, and every year it's a little bit different of how they wear their uniforms and how they fit their uniforms, but the style, always the same. Line up, hit you right in the mouth. That's who Michigan is.
They get him down, but he does pick up 3 to the 32-yard line.
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance. Even if it's not super successful, you can take it little bit at a time just to keep that defense honest.
Here's the handoff. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
You love to see that from the defense, right? It's like bend, don't break. They've given up a bunch of plays on this drive, but now that they're getting down close to field goal range, you're seeing them start to stiffen up there.
Yeah, and plays don't matter anymore. Yards don't matter. All that matters with these defenses nowadays is points and limiting them.
And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
Wow, and what a great job by that quarterback finding his open receiver on third down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is third down conversion percentage. If you're a great third down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill third down so much in practice.
Going to work on second down in the red zone, is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Using his legs, it's Edwards. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
Toss sweep right. Gets it into the end zone, but wait a minute. We'll have to check out the laundry on the field. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Here comes a third down situation, and the defense has had no answer so far. To the air, it's Orji. Into the end zone, and he can't quite make the connection as he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're third and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage, so everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
He got it. And with that, they've taken the lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Rice is darn near perfect offensively today. This is almost exactly the way they drew things up this week in practice. They're up 14 over Oregon State. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He's going to pass. Sends it downfield. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on first down.
Well, even though that was an incompletion, I wouldn't be surprised if this secondary wants to start playing deeper coverages. As this offense has shown that they're willing to be aggressive, they've got a lot of speed. This defense cannot allow any big plays here in the second half.
Dialing up a second down pass play. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. It's third down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. From the gun, wants to pass. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming. On the return, it's Stewart. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
Dropping back, it's Orji. Got his man in the middle. They make the stop at the 37, but not before he's got 10 yards and the first down. New set of downs after that completion. Wants to throw on first down. Gonna take a shot. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. The kickoff team on the field as they'll send this one away. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Guys, let's see how it goes this time for the Kent State offense. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points. And you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a good opportunity to cut into a one-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the second half, because obviously, you built yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some good...
And the pass hits, picked off, bringing it back at the 20. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football.
Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further.
That is exactly what most offenses will do. Big momentum play. My defense creates a turnover. I'm being aggressive. I'm going for the big score, the big play down the field. They get rewarded. They get the big passing touchdown.
Guys, let's see how it goes this time for the Kent State offense. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them in the first half, but here's an opportunity, David, to execute some plays, put some throws together, and generate some points.
And you're right, Jesse, and this offense needs to start now. Like, we got to get some points on the board, create some momentum, and continue it, because you've dug yourself a significant hole.
He's looking to throw it. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. Looking to move it through the air. Floating away. He'll pull it down and run. Flags flying as the pass is incomplete. Let's see what the call is.
Illegal forward pass.
This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. This time on target. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. The Golden Flashes have it with a 1st and 10. 42, Spider. He wants to throw. Feeling some heat. And he can't find a receiver, and down he goes.
This is not going to get any easier. You're already down. You know it's passing situation. And you got to protect your quarterback, and they can't do it. This has not been a great day early for this offense.
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
Hey, when you speed quarterbacks up like this, and you hurry their thought process, they're going to make mistakes. That was a mistake there. Throwing into double coverage, obviously not something you want to do. Could have been worse. Nice job by the defense.
They're bringing heat. Oh, and it's a pick. He threw it right into the double coverage. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And he's taken down after a short gain, and that'll do it for us here in the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, it is tough to beat the Big House when it's full and rocking as it is today in Ann Arbor. And we have to start this halftime breakdown by addressing the play of this elite wide receiver. This is clearly a young man who, once he's finished playing on Saturdays, he's going to be playing on Sundays. The kid has different gears. He has a knack for finding gaps in the defense. And I can't remember a college player with that kind of catch radius.
And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive.
With that said, let's send it back to the fellas in the booth at Michigan Stadium.
Ready to fire from the pistol. He'll start this drive firing. And they can't make the connection. After the misfire, now on second down. Fast motion from the offense. On second down, he'll fire. Trying to make magic with his feet. Oh, it's loose. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
Man, it's so hard to keep a rabbit in the cage, that quarterback, right? He's going to